Rambula, you identify raising the minimum wage as one of your priorities. It says it right there on your website. Right next to that on your website, you also talk about helping out small businesses. The thing is, a lot of people in small business, they come to us and they say that raising the minimum wage might run the risk of putting them out of business. So how do you reconcile those two things, and what is a fair minimum wage here in the Valley?
So that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked it. You know, I want to raise the minimum wage because people cannot make ends meet. There is no living wage currently. When we look at when the minimum wage was started and we calculate it up for inflation, where it would be now, it's much more than the $10 per hour. And so I'm not an economist. I don't pretend to know exactly what we need to raise it to, but I know we need to raise it so that people can make ends meet. I am concerned about small businesses. My wife and her family, they run small businesses, a brick and mortar uniform store and a few sports bars here in town, and I am concerned about small businesses and the effect it will have, but we have to raise the minimum wage. That's how we start to affect poverty. That's how we start helping our community, is putting more money in people's pockets so that they can actually start spending it in our communities.
All right. Well, let me get that up to 90 seconds rebuttal on that. When it comes to minimum wage, small businesses.
Yes. My opponent's policies would put his family's restaurants under. There was a story in the Fresno Bee today about all the closures. Small businesses have enough to worry about without having to worry about politicians in Sacramento arbitrarily throwing a dart to find what would be the best minimum wage. I'm supported by the National Federation of Independent Businesses. I'm supported by the Greater Fresno Area Chamber of Commerce because of these kinds of insane policies and job killers. I don't favor a $15 minimum wage because it would absolutely decimate small business. The best minimum wage for folks is a job, and that's why I'm going to Sacramento to fight for jobs.